Fahrenheit or Kelvin for
Celsius,
temperature scale. This is little science, right? Mostly we are comfortable with Fahrenheit. Every day we check the Fahrenheit temperature. Okay, so let's set up a switch case break. Okay. All right, so now it is asking for the input as a corrector.
No tenía puesto la otra cita.
Shower
Estoy
time.
cansado, puta man.
Okay, so what do? We do in time, and we provide the temperature through the keyboard, temperature scale we like.
Next one.
And now the loop that we're going to learn is very useful because it can switch to a particular gear that we want for a particular task. Okay?
Darwin. Pide comida,
so
tengo tanta hambre, güey.
switch.
Pide comida. Comida.
Parentheses. You see that C++ code has a certain
Tengo tanta hambre, no traigo nada.
pattern, right? With parentheses, we place most of the control variable there, right? Like whenever we do if else, whenever we do for, now we are doing switch case break. So followed by switch, the parentheses, it takes the control variable, and that is the temperature, which is a char type, okay? And that is gonna get from the keyboard input. And then we have a couple of options, so we set up the curly braces. Whenever we want to implement a certain features for few statements and options, then we use the curly braces, okay? And now we have three cases, okay? Let's say four cases, C, F, K, and somebody is gonna enter, let's say EU, or T, or B. Those are not relevant, so there is gonna be three cases, C, F, K, and the fourth case is a default, that is anything else beside those three, okay? So, case, okay, now the keyboard is going to take as a char, so case is going to compare with the char. So if it is C, okay, and followed by this colon, all right, and then any statement, whatever you want. Okay, or it could be any part of the program. Okay, so this is case C. If it is gonna happen, then it's done. No more. If it doesn't happen, then it's gonna check the next case. For the next case, the Fahrenheit. If it's gonna happen, then some statement, some task or execution, okay? And if it's gonna happen, then it is done here. If not, then it's gonna check the next one.
Calvin.
Kelvin.
Fuck.
Statement or execution or action. Okay? And the last one is default. That means none of those. Okay? All right. and then the statement. Okay, switch case break. Oh, that is a break. All right, default. For default, you don't have to say case default, it's just default. And the statement. Okay.
Tráigame tierra, por favor.
So the case one, if case one, then you're gonna say statement is that you're gonna say that I want to know temperature in Celsius. Okay. If this is not, if the entry is Fahrenheit, then you're gonna say that I want to know temperature in Fahrenheit. Okay. Anyway, Fahrenheit. All right, and then if this is not gonna, if the input is Kelvin, then we're gonna work with Kelvin scale. Kelvin scale, which is absolute scale. All right, and the default, that means it's none of those. Okay, then you just say that it's nothing relevant. Okay, it is not relevant. Okay. It is not an option. All right, so double check switch. Within parentheses, the control variable, which is char type, is temp. And there are three options: C, Fahrenheit, Kelvin, and default, none of those, followed by colon. The options are statement. There is, of course, C out every time. Do that. Okay. Any comment?
No.
So when it comes to doing what you just did, we just follow the same steps.
So it is a setup where you can pick up a certain process based on the instruction, based on the switch from the keyboard. Based on the keyboard entry, you are going to say that, well, I am going to travel to Manhattan at the evening time. Option B, to Bronx. Option C, let's say the Coney Island. And option, the other thing is that you're not going to do anything, just exit. Something like this, right? So that's what is the switch case break. Okay, let's try that. All right, so K. Okay, Chem is the selection for Kelvin. All right. If I say Celsius,
¿Qué?
oh, it's lowercase.
¿Estás mal?
It's upper. Okay. Yeah. And if it is
Pide
Fahrenheit,
comida, güey.
then yeah. So it's working, right?
Ya pide,
And
pero
if
yo
I
no
say
chupo
like
pide.
X, and it doesn't know that,
Dos
that's not an
merinas.
option.
Sí,
Okay,
yo,
so it
más
didn't
que.
provide anything. If I say anything else, like K, it's not an option. So this is the process of switch case break. You're gonna carry one more with switch
Yo
case
no quiero
break.
sopa y arroz.
Okay. So what are the possible things you can do with switch case break?
Ya entendimos, quiero comer.
As for example, like you can take input number and then say, if you're gonna say multiply,
Oh.
then you're gonna do take two input numbers. It's like a calculator. If you say multiply, you're gonna multiply them.
You're gonna put mud.
If you're gonna say add,
Include mud.
you will add them together. If you're gonna say subtract, you're gonna subtract the second one from the first one. If you say unknown option, then it's gonna do anything, right? So it's like you can set up certain task based on the input button, okay? And then it's gonna perform certain task. So we're gonna do a calculator like work with the switch case break. All right, so let's put the switch case break for the second term. Make sure you work with loops, summation, if else condition, moduli operator, okay, and so on. All right, let's work with Boolean operator mode, okay? We did Boolean type before.
Next week, please.